This is a TootsieToy Ambulance. It was made probably in the late 60s, early 70s. I couldn't find the exact date of its when this sort of thing was sold. But it's not particularly rare, and it's not a particularly great specimen. But they are a lot of fun to restore, and they're actually pretty easy to restore. This one cosmetically needs new paint. It needs a new sticker. It's supposed to say rescue on the side. And so general cleaning. The wheels look pretty good. The body itself is in good shape. But it just basically needs a repaint and a cleaning. So this is going to end up being a really easy restore. Most Tootsie toys are really easy to remove the base from the actual casing, but it's a little bit more difficult here. There's a piece of metal that was clamping onto the plastic undercarriage, and I had to wedge that open. It's very difficult to do this without breaking it, but I got lucky, didn't break it. And then I need to drill out that rivet in the back. It's not really a rivet. What happens is the case has molded into it a pin, and what you need to do, well, what happens is somehow they machine and they flatten that over. So it's not really a rivet, it's built into the body of the car. I'm just going to use the same stripper I always use to get this paint off. Now this paint is most likely lead paint. Keep that in mind when you're working with it. Just be safe. It comes off extremely easily. In fact, just seconds after I apply the stripper, it starts to bubble up. I left it on for 30 minutes just for good measure, but it came off very, very easily. Now there are some imperfections in the body. These were molded in from the factory. There's a little spot there, and along the base there's some lines from some molding lines that I just don't like. And since we have the paint off of it, I'm going to go ahead and take some sandpaper and just sand these places smooth. It'll make it look just that much nicer. Now that the body's all stripped and nice and clean, I'm going to use this self-etching primer, 2 coats of it. I don't know if you need self-etching primer, but I figured why not. And this primer works really well. And then I'm going to put 3 coats of white over it, and this is the Tester's gloss spray enamel. This is just the normal stuff you can get at any hobby shop. It goes on really thick, so you have to be careful not to make it streak. The body wasn't very dirty. It didn't take long at all to clean that up. When researching this car, I found this picture of it that has rescue on the side of it. And I know this is not a decal, it's a sticker, because I have this other Tootsie toy that also have a sticker. So what I did is I imported it into Photoshop and I created my own sticker. And then I printed it out on some address labels and cut it out, and it ended up looking really well. I think it looks about as good as I could make it with what I had. Now if I used sticker paper, it might have looked better, but I'm not sure if the original had that glossiness that stickers usually have. So this really looked nice for me. Around the edges of the base there was this plastic that had kind of wore off just from play. It had kind of that feathered look. So I decided to use really fine sandpaper and sand that down. I could have used a knife to cut it off, but that could have damaged it. And the sandpaper took a little bit longer, but I think it looked nicer. Coming up with a rivet that's not actually a rivet for the back was kind of tricky. I didn't have any place, it wasn't wide enough to drill out a spot to actually put a rivet in. So what I decided to do was take a rivet and cut it off and sand it down and then super glue it into its spot. And this actually does an amazingly good job at holding the base in while making it look nice. And it looks about as close to the original as I could make it. And really all that's left is to put our stickers on. And this ended up being pretty easy because there are lines that I could line it up really easily. And I think it looked really nice. Hope you enjoyed this restore. I know I enjoy doing it. These are so much fun. They're so relaxing. It's not stressful like some of the restores where any little thing can mess it up. This is about as straightforward as it could get. It's extremely tempting on something like this to go farther than a restore and make it into a custom, where it has the lights and the siren all painted and the grill. And I was really tempted to do that, but I decided to go with just a full restore here. I'd love to hear in the comments if you think I should do a custom. If you'd like to see that, I'd love to hear. If you enjoyed this video, a thumbs up helps other people see it on YouTube. And a subscription always makes my day. And as always, thanks for watching.